guys, we're here in our first episode of our new podcast named The Alamilla Show. And we'll be talking about real estate, life, motivation, and primarily we're gonna be talking about how to invest in real estate and create wealth.
Hey guys, it's Annabelle with SD Elite Group and Flipping SD. I'm here with Juan Antonio Alamilla. We are both your real estate advisors to help you through this whole entire home process, or even if you're an investor looking for off-market properties, we're here to find you the deal.
I wanna start this podcast with a cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers of many.
To new beginnings.
To new beginnings.
All right, so Mr. Alamilla, let's ask you a few questions. First, I want to know who you are. How'd you start?
I'm 29 years old, and I started when I was 18. I started as a real estate agent, and I'm still a real estate agent. That's one of my passions, helping people buy a home, achieve their goals of, owning a home.
Yeah.
And, but also like 5 years ago, I bought my first property, so I became an investor. I bought my property with an FHA loan. It was a duplex, and I bought it with a detached garage. So so that was my first investment. So since then, I've been investing in real estate. It changed my life, and that's why this is one of the purpose of doing this podcast, is to help the younger and also help anyone.
Share experiences.
But share our experiences and how we did it, and how you can also do it. It's not hard. You just have to dedicate yourself and believe and have faith that it's possible. If I did it when I was 24, you can do it too.
That's super cool. Okay, so what about Flipping SD? I did notice that you started that business about roughly a year ago. How is that going for you, and what made you get into that?
Yeah, so Flipping SD, we are a company that remodels houses and resell them. And also we get properties off market and sell those properties to our partners, to our investors that we work with. So it's been doing good. We've been learning a lot. And I think right now in this market, it's the best way to go about it. Right now traditional buyers are buying houses that are fully remodeled, not houses that are like just, like in okay conditions, because the payments are really high.
Yeah.
Because of the rates. So buyers, they want something that it's already remodeled, something to just move in and it's ready,
Correct.
So we've been doing really good.
Okay, well, great that you mentioned that, especially in this market. As an investor, what do you advise me to invest in today's market?
Well, in today's market, that's a great question. In today's market, and also in any market, I would recommend to buy what it's called an add value property. Like for example, if you buy a property that it's fully remodeled, a single family home, for me, that's not a good investment, because as an investor, you're looking for properties that you can add value. If you're buying a property that it's fully remodeled, that property is at its full potential. So there's no room to increase the value of that property. I think the best properties to buy as an investor to make money, it's either you buy a fixer-upper, that you're buying it at a discounted price, and then remodel the property and sell it, or you can keep it and rent it out. Or a property, it can be a single family home, a duplex, triplex, fourplex, or even a multifamily, but we'll talk about commercial.
Okay.
But let's say just a single family home to a 4-unit property with a detached garage. That detached garage you can convert into another unit. So let's say, for example, you buy a duplex, 2 units in one lot with the detached garage. You can convert that detached garage into the 3rd unit, and then that will increase the value of the properties. Properties that you can add ADUs to it, that's an add value property. So those two are the main ones that you can add value to.
And I like how you mentioned a single family home and multifamily. If I were to get a multifamily property that's considered on paper a duplex versus a single family home with a detached garage, what do you think would be the best deal for me as an investor to invest in?
Well, let me ask you, which one has more potential to add value.
I personally think the single family home,
Absolutely, yeah.
because of the detached garage, you can remodel that home and you add value more to the home rather than a duplex home, which is on paper set as a duplex,
Right.
which I feel like the value kind of increases in the price tag when it comes to that.
Yeah.
Do you think that's true or?
No, it's true. So like I have a lot of clients that they want to start investing in real estate. I tell them, don't buy just a duplex. Like people think that, oh, buying duplexes, it's better. If it doesn't have a detached garage, you're buying that property and then you have to wait for the market to go up. So there's no way to add value. But like you said, the example, like if you buy a single family home with a detached garage, then you can convert the detached garage as the second unit and then you have a duplex, but you bought the property as a single family home.
Okay, and as a San Diego investor, do you recommend investing in Southern San Diego, Northern San Diego, East San Diego? What do you recommend?
I think San Diego County is really pretty strong, all county. Me, in my opinion, for myself, closer to the coast is better.
Okay.
There's more demand, but in San Diego,
if it's the good deal, it's the good deal.
it's a good deal.
The numbers make sense.
Yeah, I mean, there's always demand here in San Diego, and there's people coming from the military. They get a new job, so there's always people migrating to San Diego.
That's true.
So there's always gonna be demand. Like let's say just if we're like in a recession, we don't feel it as much as if we were in another state where there's less people, migrating. So it's a pretty safer investment to invest here in San Diego. The value stays strong and you get more equity long term.
That's true. Rather than investing into like Nevada or another state, etc. As an investor, I have 10% down, which is example. I got 120K. What type of home or what do you advise me to buy with that much money?
I would say to one home only.
Okay.
And the reason why is because it's your first property, your first project, and you cannot be buying 2-3 properties at the same time. You have to learn the basics, how to deal with the contractors, the financing. So it's always better to just find a good deal, start with one property, and then from there, start growing that money.
With you starting your whole company of Flipping SD, if I were to do business with you in the future, would you help me? Would you advise me? Would you help me with the whole process?
Yeah, absolutely. That's what we do with our investors. Help them throughout the whole process. So first we get the deals. So we get multiple deals a week. Then we work with multiple lenders that are either private money, hard money, or traditional, but for this type of, for like flips, it's more like a private money lender.
Okay.
So we connect you to those lenders. And then also we have contractors that are trustworthy and they do their job really, really good.
Okay.
So we guide you throughout the whole process and we help you from the beginning to the end.
I like how you mentioned the contractor. Based on your experience, how fast was the process for that contractor that you have?
Let's say we close on a property, he gets in the next day, he finishes between 4 to 6 weeks.
That's actually really good.
The whole remodel.
The whole remodel, electricity, flooring, plumbing, everything included.
Everything, yeah.
That's amazing. That's really good. So just by hearing you have really good connections. You can make it happen. That's
Absolutely.
Amazing. Tell me about SD Elite Group. What is all that about? I know it's about buyers and listings, but can you tell me a little bit more about it?
Yeah, absolutely. So SD Elite Group, it's focused more on helping our clients, the buyer and the seller, to either buy their dream home or sell their home for top dollar. It's to have a really great customer service to our clients and find them also a really good deal, help them negotiate for closing costs, to get their offer accepted, and help them qualify for a home. We have multiple programs for first-time home buyers. We specialize with first-time home buyers and military.
Okay.
To help them, achieve their dream of owning a home.
That's amazing. Those are great new beginnings. Cheers to that for the homeowners, listings, etc. Quick question also too. I want to know the most beneficial experience that your client has ever experienced?
So this client, we started looking at properties, but he told me, hey, I only have $5,000 to buy a house. I was like, well, you know what? Like, how's your credit? He's like, well, it's good. So we have down payment assistance programs.
Okay.
So I introduced him to a lender, but I was not too like confident about him because with $5,000, it's hard. Right?
It is.
And the lender ran his credit, everything good. You need like a 660, 640 FICO score to qualify for those programs.
Okay.
So he was like at 700, really good. And his income was strong. I was like, okay, well, let's do it. You know, I've done it before, so let's do it. And we started looking at houses. We found this house. It was a little ranch down in Jamul, and we put an offer. We got the offer accepted, and I negotiated like $20,000 in closing costs. And with the down payment assistance program and the $20,000 credit, he ended up paying $500.
No way.
Yes.
That's impossible. That's amazing. So you made that happen for your client.
Yeah, so he literally bought a house with $500.
Wow.
Like cash to close
insane.
with including the down payment and the closing cost, it was just $500. Like $550. I remember.
And I mean, curiosity.
And he was super happy. So he had this ranch, you know, it was like 4 acres, 3 acres. And he was super happy.
That's crazy. That's insane to me because, you know, in today's market, like just hearing that, it motivates buyers to like contact him, get a quote, get your things going on straight with him and a lender, you know. You get more information. The more information you know, the better.
Yeah, and to not be shy or scared.
Yeah.
Like, we're here to help.
Yeah.
We're not here to like judge or to push you, you know, to like, oh, you have to buy a home now. It's just we're here to help and give you information and guide you, you know. And if you don't qualify now, it's okay. We'll help you to help you qualify in a few months or in the near future.
And that's good. So you could always contact me or Mr. Alamilla with a plan. You know, you could just go ahead and quote plan, send me a DM, and we could go ahead and contact you with information, set you up with a lender, get you all that credit information as well to help you get there. All right, Mr. Alamilla, in this 2025 market, how do you advise me to make my move?
So I think for buyers, it's a really good time to buy now.
Okay.
Because right now, the market's low because of interest rates. Rates are really high. Like right now, you go see a house for $800,000 and your payment's like $6,000, $7,000. You know, that's a lot.
Yeah.
So not everybody's buying. You know, right now we're looking more like families getting together and between 3-4 people buying a house. Because right now it's really hard to buy a house.
That's true.
But when it's hard, there's opportunities. And the opportunity right now in this market is that houses are staying longer in the market. So there's more ways to negotiate the price and credits. So like this client that I was telling you about, the $500, that's how we negotiated the $20,000 because, you know, the house was in the market for like 3-4 weeks. It didn't sell. It was still active. And it was easier for us to negotiate a good deal for him. So right now it's a really good market to negotiate a good deal at a good price and good credits. And then the rates, yeah, it's a sacrifice at the beginning, but long term, you can always refinance and lower the payment long term. So, you know, if rates come down next year, you refinance and lower your rate and lower your payment.
Okay.
But the price that you already bought, that's the price that's always set in stone. No, you marry the price, but you date the rate.
Oh, I like that. That's actually a really good one.
Yeah, you marry the price, but you date the rate. So
That
the rate, you can always change it.
I've never heard that before, but that's a really good way to put it. Let's talk about sellers. Right now, my brother has a property. Do you advise him to sell it now, or do you advise him to hold?
Me?
To sell.
Yes.
What? Really?
Yes.
Why?
Because in a single family home, like he's not adding value to that property. Yeah, he gained equity because rates went down and prices skyrocketed. And anyone who bought a house, single family home, got equity.
That's true.
But if he moves that money into an investment, he's gonna grow that money faster than just leaving that money in that property. That's just my honest advice. Other ways to do it, he can get a HELOC, pull some money out of that property and reinvest and grow that money and keep that house if he has a really good rate.
That's amazing. Okay, so that's how the 2025 market is looking from your point of view as a real estate investor, agent, developer, etc.
Yeah, I think that's the best way in any market.
Crazy.
I mean, if you don't have $500,000, start with residential and grow your equity, your portfolio. And then you build your equity, and then the end goal is to put that money into a commercial property.
Well, you guys heard it here with Juan Antonio Alamilla and Annabelle Alamilla. We're here to be your real estate advisors to help you through this whole entire buy home process. Either you're an investor, you're buying, or you're selling. This is your 2025 market update. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to both of us. We'll be happy to help you throughout the whole entire process. Salud.
Salud.